My girlfriend posted, "He beat me. Here's proof." With fake bruises and a viral video, 2.8 million views in 6 hours. I didn't panic. I released my home security footage showing her applying the makeup while practicing crying. When she lost her job, her sponsorships, and got arrested for filing a false police report on live TV. Original post. I, 31 male, am sitting in a hotel room right now because I can't go home. Not won't. Can't. My girlfriend Madison, 27, has made sure of that with one TikTok video that's currently destroying my life. Or trying to. Started yesterday morning, woke up to 89 missed calls from friends, family, co-workers. My phone was going insane. My brother's text just said, "Call me now." Checked social media. There it was. Madison's face, tears streaming, massive black eye, bruises on her arms. The caption, "I can't stay silent anymore. He beat me. I have proof. No woman should go through this." 2.8 million views in 6 hours. The comments were exactly what you'd expect. Death threats against me, people finding my LinkedIn, my company's page. Someone had already posted my mom's Facebook profile in the comments saying, "This is his mother. Let her know what she raised." Here's the thing though, I haven't been home in 4 days. Been at a work conference 3 states away. Have receipts for everything. Flights, hotel, conference registration, photos with colleagues every single day. Timestamped, geotagged, everything. But here's the real kicker. Before I left for this conference, Madison and I had a massive fight. About money. See, she's an influencer with about 45K followers. Makes maybe 2K a month on a good month. I'm a software developer, make decent money. She wanted me to fund her career pivot into becoming a full-time content creator. Wanted me to cover all bills for a year while she built her brand. I said no. Told her she needed to keep her part-time job at the marketing firm. She lost it. Said I was crushing her dreams and didn't believe in her. The night before I left, she said something that now seems very relevant. "You'll regret not supporting me. I'll make it big with or without you." Guess she found a way to go viral after all. I immediately called my lawyer. Yeah, I have one. My cousin Tony, but still, he told me to document everything and stay put. Don't go home. Don't contact her. Don't post anything. But I did do one thing. I logged into my home security app. We have cameras in the living room and kitchen. She knew about them, even helped pick them out. Started scrolling through footage from yesterday morning. And there it was, 5:23 a.m. Madison sitting at the kitchen table with her ring light and makeup palette, applying purple and black eyeshadow around her eye, using some kind of sponge to create texture on her arms, practicing crying in her phone camera. Multiple takes. At one point, she literally said out loud, "No, need more tears? This has to look real." 43 minutes of preparation. Then she posted the video. I downloaded everything, sent it to Tony. He actually laughed. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen someone do on camera. Now I'm sitting here, watching my life implode on social media, while holding evidence that could destroy her. But Tony says, "Wait, let her dig deeper first. The conference ends tomorrow. I'm supposed to fly home. But home to what? There are already people posting photos of my apartment building saying he lives here." My employer called asking me to explain the situation. Madison texted me an hour ago, "If you apologize publicly and give me $50 for my trauma, I'll consider not pressing charges. Charges for a beating that never happened, while I wasn't even in the state. This is insane." Update 1, 48 hours later. The last 2 days have been absolutely wild. Madison didn't just double down, she went full scorched earth. First, she went live on Instagram, crying, shaking, the works. He's trying to silence me with his lawyers. This is what abusers do. They intimidate you into silence. Got another 1 million views. The mainstream media picked it up. There's literally a news article with the headline, "Software developer accused of domestic violence in viral TikTok." My company put me on administrative leave pending investigation. My mom had to delete her Facebook after getting doxxed. My landlord called saying other tenants were concerned about their safety with me in the building. But Madison made a crucial mistake. She filed an actual police report. Tony was ecstatic. She just committed a federal crime on paper. Beautiful. We went to the police station together. I brought conference registration and attendance records, flight receipts and boarding passes, hotel receipts showing continuous stay, 17 photos with timestamps from conference events, the entire Ring camera footage. The detective watched the makeup application video 3 times. His face was priceless. Ma'am applied bruise makeup while narrating what she was doing? Yes, sir. 43 minutes of it. He actually shook his head. In 20 years, I've never seen someone film themselves committing a crime this thoroughly. They tried calling Madison to come in for follow-up questions. She posted about it immediately. The police want to interrogate me. This is what happens when you speak up. They treat victims like criminals. Her follower count had exploded to 400K. Brands were reaching out for sponsorship deals. She started a Patreon for survivors that got 3,000 subscribers in a day at $10 a month. She was making $30 monthly off a lie. Then Tony had a brilliant idea. Let's give her more rope. He filed a civil suit for defamation but deliberately made it look weak, just asking for an apology and removal of the video. Madison's response was predictable. She hired some ambulance chaser who filed a countersuit for $500 for abuse, trauma, and attempted silencing of a victim. She posted the countersuit papers online. He's suing me for speaking my truth. I'm fighting back. What she didn't know was that Tony had already sent the Ring footage to the detective, and the detective had already sent it to the DA, and the DA had already decided to press charges for filing a false police report, fraud, and cyberstalking. They were building a case while she was building a following. Yesterday afternoon, she did a podcast interview. A big one, 2 million subscribers. She told elaborate stories about years of abuse. How I isolated her from friends. How I controlled her finances, ironic considering she wanted me to fund her lifestyle. How this was the first time she fought back. The host asked, "Where was he when this happened?" Madison hesitated for just a second. He came home drunk at 3 a.m. Gotcha. See, the Ring camera showed her leaving the apartment at 6 a.m. that morning, alone. Uninjured. Wearing the same clothes from the abuse video, but with no bruises yet. She forgot we had a camera by the door too. Update 2. The collapse begins. Madison's lies started unraveling faster than she could spin new ones. First, someone on Reddit found old posts of hers from 2 years ago, bragging about taking a special effects makeup course for Halloween, complete with photos of her creating realistic bruises on friends. The Reddit detective brigade had screenshots before she could delete them. Then my coworkers from the conference started posting. Without me asking, 12 different people posted photos and videos with me from the conference, every single day timestamped. One guy even had a selfie with me at the hotel bar at 2:47 a.m., the night of the beating, 1,000 miles away from Madison. But Madison didn't know when to stop. She escalated. She started a documentary with some YouTube filmmaker, claimed she had hospital records and witness statements. She did interviews with 3 different podcasts in one day. Started multiple crowdfunding campaigns across different platforms. Her mom, Diane, got involved. Posted this long Facebook rant about how she always knew something was off about me and how her baby girl finally had the courage to speak up. Said she was consulting with women's advocacy groups to get justice. That's when I released the first video. Not the makeup one, just the door camera footage of her leaving that morning, uninjured, singing along to music, doing a little dance while waiting for her Uber. Posted it with just the caption, "Morning of the incident. Note the timestamp." It got 500K views in 3 hours. The comment section was brutal. People started calling her out, but her supporters said it was edited or taken out of context, or that I probably threatened her into acting normal. Madison's response was swift. She claimed I had hacked the footage, that it was AI, that I was technologically terrorizing her. She filed a restraining order request. The hearing was yesterday. Madison showed up with her makeup, bruises reapplied, fake crying, the whole show. Her bargain bin lawyer argued I was harassing a victim through digital manipulation. Then Tony stood up. "Your Honor, I'd like to submit Exhibit A through, well, the whole alphabet." We had everything. The original Ring footage, the metadata proving it wasn't edited, the conference records, the flight manifests, the detective's report stating her injuries were inconsistent with any form of physical trauma. But the judge wanted to be thorough. Asked Madison directly, "Ma'am, when exactly did this alleged assault occur?" She said 3 a.m. The judge asked how she knew the exact time. She said she looked at the clock. Which clock? The one on the stove. Tony pulled up the kitchen camera footage from 3 a.m. Kitchen was dark, empty. The stove clock actually showed 3:07 a.m. because we'd never fixed it after daylight savings. Madison started stammering. Her lawyer asked for a recess. The judge denied it. Then Tony dropped the bomb. Your Honor, we'd like to show the full morning footage. 43 minutes of Madison applying fake bruises while narrating her process. The judge's face went from professional neutral to barely contained anger. Miss Fitzgerald, are you aware that perjury is a felony? Madison started actual crying then. Not the practiced tears. The ugly crying of someone watching their scheme collapse. Update 3. The avalanche. The restraining order hearing was just the beginning. Within hours, someone had leaked the courtroom audio. Not sure who, but bless them. Madison stammering the judge's questions, her lawyer's desperate objections. All of it. Madison tried damage control, posted a video saying the court system failed survivors and that she was being re-victimized by the patriarchy. But it was too late. The internet had turned. Then the DA's office made their move. They arrested her, at her apartment. While she was on Instagram Live, she'd been ranting about corrupt systems when the police knocked. She kept filming, thinking it would help her narrative. They're here to silence me. This is what happens when you speak truth to power. Officer's response was perfect. Ma'am, you're under arrest for filing a false police report, fraud, and perjury. This is intimidation. Ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. The live stayed up for 20 minutes before someone at Instagram killed it, but screen recordings were everywhere within seconds. The charges were serious. Filing a false police report, misdemeanor, perjury, felony, fraud over $30,000, felony, cyber harassment, misdemeanor. Bail was set at $50. Her mom, Diane, posted it, putting up her house as collateral. That's when Madison's supporters started finding inconsistencies in her other stories. Turns out she'd claimed to be a survivor before. 2 years ago, she accused a coffee shop manager of assault when he fired her for stealing tips. That case was dropped when security footage showed her taking money from the jar. 3 years ago, she claimed a professor harassed her. Investigation found she'd never even taken his class. The pattern was clear. Madison had a history of false accusations when things didn't go her way. The brands that had reached out for sponsorships? Gone. The Patreon supporters? Demanding refunds. The documentary filmmaker posted a statement distancing himself from the project. But Madison wasn't done. She went nuclear. She called a press conference, actually got a local news station to show up. Stood there with her mom and her lawyer, claiming this was all a conspiracy, that I'd paid off the police, the judge, everyone, that the footage was deep-faked using my tech connections. Then a reporter asked the killer question, Miss Fitzgerald, if the footage is fake, can you explain why your own Instagram shows you posting the original video at 6:15 a.m. after the timestamp of you applying the makeup? Dead silence. Her lawyer tried to jump in, but Madison had already started talking. I had to reapply it for the video because the lighting. She'd just admitted to applying the makeup. On live TV. Her lawyer literally face-palmed. Update 4. The Reckoning. After the press conference disaster, Madison's lawyer dropped her, just straight up quit, filed the papers that same day. Madison had to get a public defender for the criminal case, but she still tried to salvage her image. Started posting about how the system abandons women and how she was being martyred for speaking out. Then Tony made his move in the civil case. See, while everyone was focused on the criminal charges, we'd been building a defamation case, not just for the emotional damage but for quantifiable losses. Lost wages from unpaid leave, $8,500. Therapy costs, $2,400. Hotel costs while I couldn't go home, $1,800. Legal fees, $15,000. Security system for my mom's house after doxing, $3,200. But the real number was the damage to my professional reputation. 3 job offers I'd been considering were withdrawn. A consulting contract worth $75,000 was canceled, all documented. Total damages, $105,900. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember Madison's various fundraising campaigns? She'd raised almost $85,000 total. That money was supposed to be for survival and legal fees. Want to know what she spent it on? New Mercedes lease, $3,500 down. Designer clothes, $12,000. Bali vacation package, $8,000. Yeah, she booked a vacation during all this. Cosmetic procedures, $15,000. All tracked through her social media posts and credit card records subpoenaed during discovery. The civil judge was not amused. Miss Fitzgerald, you raised money under false pretenses and used it for luxury purchases. Her new lawyer tried arguing the money was gifts from supporters. The judge's response, gifts obtained through fraud are not gifts, counselor. Judgment in our favor, $105,900 in actual damages, plus $250,000 in punitive damages. Plus, she had to return all the fundraised money to donors. Madison posted one last video crying about the injustice. It got ratioed into oblivion. Comments were just people posting screenshots of her makeup application video. Update 5. Criminal trial. The criminal trial was almost anticlimactic. The DA had everything: the ring footage, her confession on live TV, the pattern of false accusations, the fundraising fraud. Madison took a plea deal. 18 months in prison, 3 years probation, and she had to register as a vexatious litigant, meaning she needs court permission to file any future lawsuits. But the best part was the allocution. For those who don't know, that's when the defendant has to admit what they did in detail. Madison had to stand up in court and say, "On date, I knowingly applied makeup to simulate injuries. I then posted a video falsely claiming my boyfriend had assaulted me. I knew this was false as he was in another state at the time. I filed a false police report and committed perjury during the restraining order hearing." Someone was courtroom sketching. Her face as she admitted it all became a meme within hours. Her mom, Diane, tried one last play, went on a podcast claiming I'd manipulated the justice system, and that Madison was coerced into a false confession. The podcast host fact-checked her in real time. It was brutal. Pulled up the footage, the timeline, everything. Diane ended up walking out mid-interview. Madison reported to prison last month. Her Instagram was banned, TikTok banned, Twitter banned. She's essentially unpersoned from social media. Final update. It's been 3 months since Madison reported to prison. I'm writing this from my new apartment, had to move because the old building was too associated with the drama. The civil judgment stands, but I'll never see most of that money. Madison's broke, owes restitution to donors, and has massive legal debt. I got the Mercedes they seized, sold it, recovered about $20. Better than nothing. My job brought me back with back pay and an apology. The company actually implemented new policies about handling social media accusations against employees. Basically, they investigate before taking action now. Small win, I guess. The 3 job offers that were withdrawn, one company reached back out, offered me the position plus a 20% bump for the inconvenience. I took it. Fresh start. My mom's doing okay. She reactivated Facebook but keeps it private now. Still gets the occasional nasty message from Madison's remaining supporters. Yeah. She still has some. People who think this is all a conspiracy. Can't fix stupid. Madison's dad reached out to me last week. Haven't heard from him in the 2 years Madison and I dated. They're estranged. He apologized for his daughter and said he'd warned her mom years ago about Madison's lying. Said she'd been doing this since high school. Making up stories, playing victim, destroying people who crossed her. He testified at the trial about her pattern of behavior, which helped establish this wasn't a one-time thing. Tony framed the courtroom sketch of Madison's confession, hangs in his office, says it's his favorite piece of art. Uses the case as a teaching example for other lawyers about the importance of digital evidence. The wildest aftermath? I got contacted by a documentary crew. Legitimate one, not YouTube. They're doing a series on false accusations in the social media age. Interviewed me for 3 hours. They have everything. The footage, the court documents, interviews with the detective. Comes out next year. Also been contacted by 3 other guys who dated Madison in the past. All have similar stories. One guy from college showed me texts where she threatened to ruin his life if he broke up with her. He stayed an extra 6 months out of fear. Another guy had to transfer schools after she spread rumors about him. We have a group chat now. It's therapeutic, weird as that sounds. Madison's due for release in 11 months with good behavior. She'll have to do 100 hours of community service specifically related to helping actual domestic violence victims. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Her mom Diane still posts about her wrongfully imprisoned daughter. Still claims I'm some criminal mastermind who orchestrated all this. Lady, I'm a software developer who can barely orchestrate matching socks. I just had cameras and receipts. Here's what I learned. 1. Always have security cameras. Always. 2. Document everything. Every trip, every receipt, every interaction. 3. When someone threatens to ruin your life, believe them and prepare accordingly. 4. Don't engage on social media. Let lawyers handle it. 5. The truth eventually comes out, but it might cost you everything first. To anyone facing false accusations, get a lawyer immediately. Don't try to reason with someone willing to lie to destroy you. They've already shown you who they are. And to Madison, if you're reading this from prison, you played a stupid game and won stupid prizes. You could have just accepted no to funding your influencer dreams. Instead, you destroyed your own life trying to destroy mine. Cool story for your fellow inmates though, I guess. My girlfriend posted, just bought my dream car. It was my car, re-registered in her name using forged signatures. I didn't panic. I just reported it stolen. When she got pulled over and arrested for Grand Theft Auto while her friends were in the car recording for Instagram. Original post I-29 male, discovered the Instagram post while eating lunch at my desk. There it was, Natalie, 27, posing with my 2019 BMW M3. Teas dangling from her manicured fingers. The caption made my sandwich stick in my throat. Finally manifested my dream car into reality. Hard work pays off, ladies. Had her boss babe new whip, BMW life. The comments were flooding in. Her friends hyping her up, asking for rides, congratulating her on the purchase. Thing is, I bought that car 18 months ago. Paid $52,000 cash. Title in my name, insurance in my name, registration in my name, or so I thought. Natalie and I had been together for 2 years. She moved in with me 6 months ago. Recently, things had been weird. She'd been pushing hard for engagement, talking about building our empire together, posting those toxic positivity quotes about knowing your worth. I'd been clear I wasn't ready for marriage yet. She seemed to accept it, but apparently she had other plans. I immediately called the DMV. After being on hold for 37 minutes, yes, I counted, I finally got through. I need to verify the registration on my vehicle, I said, giving them the VIN. 1 moment, sir. The vehicle is registered to Natalie Winters. My blood went cold. Since when? The transfer was completed last Monday, when I was out of town for a work conference. She'd told me she was sick, couldn't pick me up from the airport. I never authorized any transfer. I never signed anything. Sir, we have the signed documents on file. If you believe this is fraudulent, you'll need to file a police report. I hung up, pulled up my banking app. The car was paid off. No loans, so at least she couldn't have taken a loan against it. But the registration, she'd literally stolen my car through paperwork. I screenshot her Instagram post. Then I did something that would later prove genius. I went to her profile and screen recorded her Instagram story. She was at a brunch spot with her friends. My car keys prominently displayed on the table, talking about leveling up and cutting dead weight. Then I called the police. Update 1. 3 days later. The detective assigned to my case, Detective Hayward, was thorough. I'd filed the report immediately, providing original purchase documents, insurance papers, bank statements showing I paid for the car, screenshots of Natalie's social media, text messages where she'd asked to borrow the car various times, establishing it was mine. Detective Hayward pulled the DMV transfer documents. The signature was laughably bad, like not even close to mine. She'd also used a fake notary stamp she'd apparently bought online. This is felony forgery and Grand Theft Auto, he said. The car's value makes it a serious charge. What now? I asked. We'll put out a bolo for the vehicle. When we locate it, she'll be arrested. I didn't tell anyone. Not our mutual friends, not her family, nobody. Just went about my life. Moved her stuff into boxes in the garage. She hadn't taken much when she left, just essentials, and apparently my car documents from the filing cabinet. Meanwhile, Natalie was living her best life on social media. Daily posts with the car. Videos of her and her friends cruising around, music blasting. One particularly ironic post, surround yourself with people who celebrate your wins. Her friend Kelsey commented, "Yas, queen, you deserve this." If only they knew. The entitlement was staggering. She'd literally committed multiple felonies and was broadcasting it to the world. The audacity of thinking she could just take my car by forging papers and I'd not notice or not do anything about it? Day 2 after filing the report, she texted me, "Hey babe, been thinking, maybe we rush things, can we talk?" I didn't respond. I know you're hurt about me needing space, but we can work through this. Still nothing from me. Stop being immature. At least respond. I screenshot everything and forwarded to Detective Hayward. He told me not to engage, don't tip her off. The hardest part was watching her mom comment on the car photos. "So proud of my baby girl, working hard and achieving dreams. Lady, your baby girl is a felon." Update 2, 1 week later. The arrest video is probably viral by now, but let me tell you the whole story. It was a Thursday afternoon. According to what I heard later, Natalie decided to take her 3 closest friends on a beach day trip. They were documenting everything for Instagram, of course. Kelsey was recording from the passenger seat. 2 other friends in the back, music pumping, everyone singing along. They were about 10 minutes into the drive when the lights came on behind them. The Instagram live video, which someone saved and sent me, shows everything. Natalie pulling over, confused. Was I speeding? I wasn't even speeding. The officer approaches. "License and registration, please." Natalie, still not getting it, hands over her license and the fraudulent registration. "Ma'am, step out of the vehicle." "What? Why? I wasn't doing anything wrong." "Ma'am, step out of the vehicle now." The camera's shaking as Kelsey tries to film. You can hear Natalie getting increasingly agitated. "This is harassment. I know my rights." "Ma'am, you're under arrest for grand theft auto and forgery." The scream she let out. The absolute scream. "This is my car. I have the registration." "The registration you fraudulently obtained. The owner reported this vehicle stolen." And then, this is the best part, she says, "That bitter asshole. Just because I dumped him. Way to admit you knew who the real owner was, Natalie." Her friends are freaking out. Kelsey's shouting, "We're recording everything. Police brutality." "Ma'am, please stop recording and step out of the vehicle. You'll need to find alternate transportation." They had to get an Uber. 3 girls standing on the side of the highway, waiting for an Uber while their friend gets arrested. The Instagram live cut off, but not before catching Natalie in handcuffs, ugly crying about how this was all a misunderstanding. My phone exploded about an hour later. Mutual friends, her family, everyone who'd seen the arrest on Kelsey's Instagram. Her mom called me 15 times, finally answered on the 16th. "How dare you have my daughter arrested? Over a car. She stole my car, Diane. She forged my signature, used a fake notary, and illegally transferred ownership. She said you gave it to her." I have text messages of her asking to borrow it dated after she supposedly owned it. Why would she ask to borrow her own car? This is vindictive. You're ruining her life over a breakup. She ruined her own life when she committed multiple felonies. Diane hung up on me. Then came the flying monkeys. Natalie's whole squad started blowing up my phone and social media. "Kelsey, you're really gonna have her arrested over a car you weren't even using?" "I use it every day. She stole it while I was on a business trip." She's facing prison time over a stupid car. She's facing prison time over grand theft and forgery. That was her choice. Her friend Becca tried a different approach. "She's really sorry. Can't you just drop the charges? She'll give the car back." That's not how criminal charges work. The state presses charges, not me. But you could tell them you don't want to prosecute. Why would I do that? She committed serious crimes. The entitlement was unreal. They genuinely thought she should face 0 consequences for stealing a $52,000 car. Update 3. 2 weeks later. Natalie got bailed out after 3 days. Her parents put up $15,000. The conditions of her bail included no contact with me, and she couldn't drive any vehicle registered to me. Duh, she'd already stolen the only one. But the entitlement didn't stop. It escalated. First, she tried to spin the narrative on social media, posted a long, rambling story about financial abuse and how I'd promised her the car but then reneged when she stood up for herself. Complete fiction. The comments were mixed. Some of her friends bought it, but others were skeptical. "Wait, so did he give you the car or not? Why did you get arrested then? Girl, forging signatures is serious. She deleted the post after an hour. Then came the truly audacious move. She had her new boyfriend, already had a new boyfriend, contact me. This dude, Landon, called me from her phone. Hey man, this is Landon. I'm with Natalie now. Okay? Look bro, she made a mistake. She's really broken up about this. Can't you just let it go? Let me get this straight, I said slowly. You're calling me to ask me to drop felony charges against your girlfriend who stole my car while using her phone, which means she's violating the no contact order? Silence. That's another charge, by the way. Violating a restraining order. He hung up immediately. I called Detective Hayward, reported the violation. Natalie got arrested again that night. Landon was at her apartment when they showed up. According to the police report, she tried to claim Landon called me without her knowledge, using her phone without permission. While she was sitting right there, the bail got revoked. She spent another week in jail before her parents could get a new bail hearing. This time, it was $25,000, and the judge warned her one more violation would mean staying in jail until trial. Her mother Diane tried once more to intervene, showed up at my apartment. Please, Derek. She's learned her lesson. This is destroying our family. Diane, she stole my car. She forged legal documents. She committed fraud. She's just a girl who made a mistake. She's a 27-year-old woman who committed multiple felonies. The lawyer says she could get 2 to 5 years. Then she should have thought about that before committing grand theft auto. Diane actually dropped to her knees. I'm begging you, please, tell them you made a mistake. Tell them you gave her permission. You're asking me to commit perjury to save your daughter from the consequences of her crimes? I'm asking you to have mercy. Where was Natalie's mercy when she was posting all over Instagram with my car, telling everyone she bought it? Where was her mercy when she was calling me bitter and pathetic to her friends? She made her choices. I had to threaten to call the police to get Diane to leave. Update 4. 1 month later. The preliminary hearing was last week. I had to testify. Natalie sat there in her jail outfit. She'd been locked up again after sending me an email titled, "You win," with a long rant about how I'd ruined her life, another bail violation. The evidence was overwhelming. The forged signatures. The handwriting expert said it was amateurish at best. The fake notary stamp she'd ordered from a website. They had her credit card records. Her social media posts claiming she'd bought the car. Text messages between her and Qley planning the whole thing. Qley had flipped and provided them to save herself from conspiracy charges. Turns out Qley knew the whole time. The texts were damning. Qley, are you sure this will work? Natalie. DMV doesn't verify signatures. It's easy. What if Derek finds out? He won't, and even if he does, possession is 9/10 of the law. That's not how that works, lol. Whatever. He owes me anyway. I've been his girlfriend for 2 years. I deserve something. The prosecutor also revealed Natalie had searched how to forge signatures, penalty for forging car title, and can you go to jail for stealing boyfriend's car on her laptop. She'd literally Googled the crime before committing it. Her lawyer tried to argue it was a misunderstanding between romantic partners, and that I'd given her implied permission to use the car. The judge almost laughed. Counselor, implied permission to use a vehicle doesn't extend to fraudulently transferring ownership. The judge ruled there was sufficient evidence for trial. Natalie started sobbing. Her mom started wailing in the gallery. Her dad just looked defeated. As I was leaving the courthouse, Landon, the new boyfriend, approached me. Dude, you destroyed her life over a car. She destroyed her own life when she stole my car. She was going to marry you. She thought what's yours was hers. We weren't even engaged. And that's not how property law works. You're heartless. I'm heartless? Your girlfriend stole $52,000 from me and you think I'm the bad guy? He tried to get in my face. Security intervened. He got banned from the courthouse. Update 5, 2 months later. Natalie took a plea deal. Her lawyer finally convinced her that going to trial would be worse. The evidence was too overwhelming. She pled guilty to grand theft auto, reduced from 1st degree to 2nd degree, forgery, identity theft. Sentenced to 18 months in prison, suspended to 6 months with good behavior, 3 years probation, $5,000 fine, restitution for my legal fees, $8,500, 200 hours community service. She has a felony record now, forever. The day after sentencing, I got a call from her dad, Robert. Different energy than Diane. Derek, I want to apologize. We raised her wrong, gave her everything, never let her face consequences. This is on us too. I appreciate that, Robert. I'm paying your legal fees, all of it. Already sent a check to your lawyer. You don't have to. I do. It's the least I can do. Maybe if we'd held her accountable earlier, this wouldn't have happened. It was the only one in her family who got it. Meanwhile, social media was still popping off. Natalie's friends were doing a Free Natalie campaign that went nowhere. Kelsey posted about how the system is broken, and it's criminalized relationship disputes. Someone with common sense commented, "She literally stole a car and forged documents. That's not a relationship dispute, that's a felony." The best part? Remember all those Instagram posts of her with my car? The prosecutor used every single one as evidence. Her boss babe posts became exhibits in her criminal case. She played herself. I got my car back, obviously. Had to pay to get it out of impound, but insurance covered it. Still drives great. Sometimes I pass places where she took those photos, and I just shake my head. The entitlement never stopped, though. Even after conviction, she had Kelsey post a message from Natalie. "I hope Derek is happy. He got his car in his revenge. I loved him, and this is how he repaid me." I guess some people can't handle a strong woman who goes after what she wants. Going after what you want equals stealing, apparently. Final update, 6 months later. Natalie got out after 4 months, good behavior. She had to move back in with her parents because, surprise, having a felony record makes it hard to get an apartment or a job. Apparently, even the MLM schemes she used to push don't want felons as consultants. I ran into Kelsey at a coffee shop last week. She tried to duck out, but I was between her and the door. Derek, Save it, Kelsey. For what it's worth, I told her it was stupid, but she was convinced you just let it go. Why would she think that? Because she said you were weak, said you'd never have the balls to actually do anything about it. I laughed. How'd that work out for her? Kelsey shrugged. She's working at a call center now, has to take the bus, posts motivational quotes about rising from the ashes and stuff. Still entitled? Worse, now she thinks she's some kind of martyr. Says the system is rigged against women. The system that gave her multiple chances, plea deals, and reduced sentences? Yeah, that system. We parted ways, haven't heard from any of them since. The other day I got a notification that someone viewed my LinkedIn. It was Natalie. She didn't connect or message, just viewed. I checked hers out of curiosity. She'd listed her time in jail as a sabbatical for personal growth. The entitlement truly never ends. But here's the thing. I'm good. Like, really good. The whole experience taught me massive lessons about red flags, boundaries, and standing up for myself. I dated someone new for a few months, didn't work out, but that's fine. I'm not rushing anything. My credit's intact, my record's clean, and I still have my car. Hey? She's a convicted felon working at a call center, living with her parents at 27, taking the bus, and calling it a journey of self-discovery on Instagram. Sometimes karma doesn't need any help. But when someone commits felony grand theft auto and documents it on social media, well, then karma just needs you to make one phone call to the police. To everyone who messaged saying I went too far, she stole a car through forgery. That's not a mistake, that's a crime spree. If someone steals $52,000 from you, are you just gonna shrug it off? Didn't think so. And to anyone in a relationship with someone who shows signs of entitlement, those little comments about what's yours is mine, the pushing for access to your finances, the anger when you set boundaries, pay attention. It escalates. Natalie didn't start at grand theft auto. She started with small boundary violations I ignored. Never again. Oh, and the BMW? Still drives like a dream. Sometimes I take the long way home just because I can. In my car, that I bought. That's registered to me. Legally. Peace out, Reddit. Edit, since everyone's asking. No, I didn't get back with her. No, I don't feel bad. Yes, I'd do it again. And yes, the car now has a GPS tracker, steering wheel lock, and hidden kill switch. Not taking any chances.